Hello everyone, how's it going? Remember to like, sub, and share. It does help the channel grow, and if you want to support directly, join in. Super thanks. So, Horizon Zero Dawn. This came out in 2017. I absolutely loved it. I platinumed the game, got Forbidden West, was super excited for it, really loved it, platinumed that game too, even beat it on ultra hard difficulty, even though the Guardian inside that cauldron was complete BS. But I love this game. But when rumors came around that they're going to remaster the game, me and a lot of other people are like, why? There's literally no reason to remaster the game. Like, this is, granted, a PS5 running the game, but it still looks absolutely fantastic. And if you want a more idealized version of this game, just get the PC release. Like, it's literally the most optimum resolution, frame rate wise version of Zero Dawn. Granted, when it came out, it was in a really horrible state. But, since then they fixed a lot of issues, and modders have stepped up, as they always do, to fix a lot of the problems. But when Forbidden West came out for the PC, surprisingly, it was working on day one. So kudos and credit where credit is done, where they actually listened to the fans, made sure the game was working when it released, and it worked on day one. Same thing for, I believe, God of War and Days Gone. But we'll see how this game moves forward, this franchise moves forward, because it seems like they're milking it for everything it is, now that we learned that Zero Dawn may be coming to PC and PS5. And as I stated before, why PC? Because the definitive version would be the PC release of the current game right now, but it's very confusing because it makes absolutely no sense. It also may indicate that people may have to pay a $10 fee just to get a Horizon Zero Dawn version that runs better. I mean, it's a bit confusing, but at the same time, Sony did go out and state that Forbidden West would be the final game that gets a free upgrade, because they were trying to sneak in that you would have to pay a $10 upgrade for the PS5 version if you got the PS4 version of Horizon Forbidden West, and the backlash was so extreme they decided to just bend the knee. But they also stated this would be the final game that would offer a free upgrade. And it was really disappointing, because this is something that companies did when the PS4 and Xbox One launched, where you would have to pay $10 if you wanted to get an upgraded version from the PS3 or Xbox 360 version. So this was a really consumer-friendly way to ensure that players who upgrade to the next version or the next console can get the free next-gen version of the game. But, Sony and other companies have gotten really money grubby. Just look at the PlayStation 5 Pro, where everyone, including myself, were looking like at the side-by-side comparison of Last of Us Part 2 and Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, and we're like, really? No one could tell the difference. There was someone in my comment section who was a 3D animator or modeler who said, I can tell the difference, but no average person will be able to tell the difference, so what's even the point? Which makes a really good point. Like, a professional will be able to tell the difference, but the average customer like myself is going to be like, we can't really tell. Like, at some point, it just becomes very confusing. And with Last of Us Part 1, they set a precedence where they will remaster older games and sell them at full price, even though they're not worth that price. I played that game. I got 100% the Platinum Trophy. And unless you never played The Last of Us Part 1, there was no reason to get this version of the game. They just took The Last of Us Part 2's visual upgrade and put it into this game. They cut out the multiplayer. And in fact, this was such a choppy job, I would argue, is because the introduction scene, literally they just recropped the original scene from the first game, or at least the PS4 version of the game, and they put it into this game because it set the multiplayer director and stuff like that, despite this game not including multiplayer. So that was kind of just a botched job, but overall it was a good experience. Like, if you never played The Last of Us Part 1 and you can get this for like $20, I would argue go ahead and play this version, especially if you don't care about multiplayer. But yeah, and they also did this for The Last of Us Part 2, which, yeah, it was remastered for the PS5 and included, granted, new content. It included a roguelike mode, which allowed players to play as various characters from The Last of Us Part 2, like Dina, Jesse, Joel, and all those other characters. But it also included cut content that you can play, like 3 lost levels, which were going to be in the game but were cut because of time and effort and resources. They needed more time, but they decided to cut them. And, it's for people who really just wanted more Last of Us Part 2, which, there are people who do love this game. I think it's a 7 out of 10. It's okay. But, a lot of people would be very disappointed to find out if they charged like $70 for a game that came out in 2017 that still looks really good, or charge people $10 just to play a game that came out so long ago. I know I will. So how do you feel about this? Like, as a huge fan of Horizon Zero Dawn, I just don't see the reason behind this. Like, I really hope Sony takes a W on this and decides if they do go forward with this, and this is entirely true, they give it away for free for people who already have the product. Like, if you already have Zero Dawn, just say you get a free upgrade to the PS5 version. I feel like that would be an incredible thing. But given how like Sony has been operating, especially in the last month with Concord, then when that was Astrobot, then the PS5 Pro presentation, and there's apparently another state of play that's scheduled for this month, just to give players some sort of positivity towards the company, because a lot of people are hating on the PS5 Pro. Like, I noticed on Twitter that a lot of people who are speaking praise of the PS5 Pro are bot accounts. Like, you can tell, like, most of the time they have the verified tag, they say the same string of sentences, they usually have like a generic photo, like a hot girl or a very attractive guy, and it's just like the most generic thing you can possibly imagine. And eventually you start to like look at the patterns, and when I'm looking at this, like, maybe it's me just looking for patterns, but you also see this on YouTube when Ubisoft had the Assassin's Creed Shadow trailer reveal. Like, every single name had a first and last name and 4 numbers following it. And it was just like, I wasn't the only one who noticed that. A lot of people noticed that. They were like, that's clearly a bot, because they all had hot girls in the profile, and they all had no type of like scams, because usually they have scams linked to the YouTube account, but these had no links, and they were all first, last name, and 4 numbers. So I don't know, I just want to make people aware of that. But either way, with this whole situation with Zero Dawn, I really hope that Sony takes the W with this and just say, yes, it's real, but if you own the PS4 version, you get a free upgrade. If you own the PC version, you get a free upgrade. Like, but I doubt it's going to happen. I'm almost certain they're going to sell it for $70, and we're just going to be like, oh, God. Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Like, at this point, I'm pretty sure it's guaranteed if the ESRB is already, like, rated the game and it's going to be released soon. So, tell me what you think in the comments below. I'd love to hear other people's opinions. Like, sub, share, dislike if you dislike the video. That's it from me. Goodbye. Good luck.